Welcome back to the Home and Harmony channel, where today we're diving into the fascinating world of eclectic design for small apartments. Have you ever wondered how some people manage to pack so much personality into such limited square footage? The secret lies in embracing eclectic design, that magical approach that lets you mix styles, eras, and influences to create something uniquely yours. I promise that by the end of this video, you'll see your small space not as a limitation, but as a canvas brimming with creative possibilities. As we explore these transformative ideas together, I'll guide you through practical implementations that will elevate your space from cramped to captivating. If you're excited about maximizing your small apartment's potential with bold, personalized design choices, hit that subscribe button right now and ring the notification bell. Your space deserves this transformation, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on this design journey. The beauty of eclectic design lies in its inherent freedom. It's all about breaking conventional rules while still maintaining a cohesive aesthetic that feels intentional rather than chaotic. When working with limited square footage, this approach allows you to incorporate elements you truly love without being restricted to a single design language. The eclectic style celebrates contrasts, vintage finds alongside contemporary pieces, bold patterns coexisting with subtle textures, and high-end investments complementing budget-friendly treasures. What makes this style particularly suitable for small apartments is its emphasis on personality over rigid adherence to design principles. Your space becomes a reflection of your experiences, travels, and evolving tastes rather than a showroom for a singular aesthetic. When approaching color selection for small eclectic spaces, think of your palette as the foundation upon which all other design elements will build. A thoughtfully developed color scheme creates the illusion of spaciousness while setting the mood and energy of your environment. The conventional wisdom of sticking exclusively to light colors in small spaces doesn't necessarily apply to eclectic design. Instead, consider a 60-30-10 approach where a lighter, neutral tone covers about 60% of visible surfaces. A secondary, complementary color occupies roughly 30%, and bolder accent colors make up the remaining 10%. This balanced approach provides visual continuity across your compact space, while still allowing for those personality-driven pops of color that make eclectic design so engaging. Strategic color placement transforms spatial perception, drawing the eye through the apartment and creating distinct functional zones without physical barriers. Consider implementing deeper hues on a feature wall at the far end of a room to create depth, or painting your ceiling in an unexpected shade to draw the eye upward and emphasize height rather than limited floor space. Color temperature plays an equally important role. Warmer tones like terracotta, mustard, or rusty oranges create intimacy and coziness, while cooler shades like sage green, dusty blue, or lavender can make walls appear to recede, creating a greater sense of openness. Remember that in eclectic design, colors don't need to match perfectly. They simply need to speak to each other in a way that creates visual rhythm and intentional contrast. Follow these simple steps to create an eclectic small space that feels both spacious and brimming with personality. Step 1. Start with a cohesive color story. Begin by selecting a color palette that will tie your eclectic elements together. Choose a neutral base, 60%, like warm white or soft grayish. Add a secondary color, 30%, that appears in larger elements like furniture or curtains, and incorporate accent colors, 10%, in accessories and artwork. This color foundation creates the visual connective tissue that makes eclectic design feel intentional rather than chaotic, even when mixing diverse styles and periods. Step 2. Identify your statement. Pieces select 2 to 3 larger items that will serve as your room's anchors. These might be a boldly upholstered sofa, a distinctive area rug, or a characterful vintage dresser. Ensure these pieces differ in style but share some subtle connection, perhaps similar wood tones, complementary colors, or related silhouettes. Position these items first, then build around them with supporting furniture that maintains proper traffic flow. Step 3. Maximize vertical space. Draw the eye upward with floor-to-ceiling curtains hung close to the ceiling. Install floating shelves at varying heights, arranging books and objects in both horizontal and vertical orientations. Consider a gallery wall that extends toward the ceiling, mixing framed art with 3-dimensional objects for a curated look that showcases your personality. Step 4. Layer textures and patterns. Introduce depth through thoughtful layering. Combine a geometric rug with floral throw pillows, or place a knitted throw over a leather chair. Mix metals like brass and matte black within the same space. When incorporating patterns, vary their scale, small, medium, large, while keeping at least one color consistent between them. Step 5. Edit and refine with purpose. The final and ongoing step is thoughtful editing. Arrange collections in concentrated groupings rather than scattering them throughout your space. Incorporate negative space around key pieces to prevent visual clutter. Remember that in small spaces, each item should earn its place through both beauty and purpose. In small eclectic apartments, each furniture piece must earn its place through both functionality and aesthetic contribution. Gone are the days of single-purpose items eating up valuable square footage. Prioritize multifunctional furniture that seamlessly transitions between different uses. Consider a stylish storage ottoman that serves as seating, storage, and occasionally a coffee table, or invest in a sofa bed with a distinctive silhouette and unexpected upholstery that makes a design statement while accommodating overnight guests. Scale is equally crucial. Rather than multiple small pieces that create visual clutter, select fewer, moderately sized statement pieces that anchor your design while leaving breathing room around them. The negative space between furniture is just as important as the pieces themselves, allowing your eclectic elements to shine rather than compete for attention. The eclectic approach gives you permission to mix furniture styles in ways that might seem unconventional, but create delightful visual conversations. Pair a sleek mid-century modern desk with an ornately carved antique chair, or place a minimalist floor lamp next to a plush, tufted velvet armchair. When selecting larger pieces like sofas or beds, consider models with exposed legs rather than skirted options. This simple choice creates the illusion of more floor space as light flows underneath. For dining areas, explore drop leaf or extendable tables that can shrink when not in use, or investigate wall-mounted options that fold away entirely. Remember that in eclectic design, mismatched dining chairs aren't just acceptable. They're celebrated for adding character and visual interest, while telling the story of your evolving collection. The true magic of eclectic design emerges through the thoughtful layering of textures and patterns, which adds depth and dimension to small spaces without requiring additional square footage. Begin by establishing a hierarchy of patterns. Choose one dominant pattern with a medium scale, perhaps in your area rug or a statement curtain. Then complement it with secondary patterns at varying scales to create visual rhythm without competition. The rule of 3 provides helpful guidance here. Mix 3 different pattern types, such as organic, florals, botanicals, geometric, stripes, chevrons, and global-inspired motifs, ikat, batik, while maintaining some connective element through your color palette. This approach creates that collected over time look that characterizes authentic, eclectic spaces while avoiding the visual chaos that can make small rooms feel cluttered and cramped. Texture plays an equally crucial role in creating sensory richness that makes your compact space feel more expansive and engaging. Incorporate natural materials that age beautifully. Consider a rattan pendant light, a small wooden bench with visible grain, or a collection of ceramic vessels in complementary tones. Soft textiles provide opportunities for both comfort and visual contrast. Layer a chunky knit throw over a smooth leather chair, or place silk accent pillows against a nubby linen sofa. Even seemingly minor details like switching standard outlet, plates for aged brass versions, or replacing builder-grade cabinet hardware with hand-painted ceramic knobs contribute to the textural conversation. The key to successful texture layering in small, eclectic spaces is balance. Each textural element should have room to breathe, rather than competing with neighboring textures, allowing your eyes to register each delightful contrast as you move through the space. When floor space comes at a premium, the savvy eclectic designer shifts focus upward, utilizing the often overlooked vertical dimensions of a small apartment. Wall-mounted shelving installed near the ceiling creates valuable storage while drawing the eye upward, making ceiling heights appear more generous. Select floating shelves in materials that complement your design scheme. Perhaps thin metal for an industrial edge, reclaimed wood for warmth, or acrylic for modern transparency. And style them with a curated mix of functional items and decorative pieces that reflect your eclectic sensibilities. Floor-to-ceiling curtains mounted close to the ceiling rather than at the window frame create an uninterrupted vertical line that visually stretches your walls, even when using fabrics, with bold patterns or rich textures that might otherwise feel too dominant in a small space. Strategic lighting placement reinforces this vertical emphasis, while creating the layered illumination essential for multifunctional small spaces. Consider wall sconces at varying heights that eliminate the need for table lamps, freeing up precious surface space while creating pools of light that define different activity zones. Pendant lights hung at intentionally different heights create visual rhythm overhead, while serving as artistic focal points that complement your eclectic collection. Vertical gardens or hanging plants introduce natural elements that improve air quality while emphasizing height. Try arranging plants at different elevations, from floor planters to hanging specimens, creating a biophilic installation that doubles as living art. Remember that in eclectic design, even utilitarian elements like wall-mounted book storage, vertical wine racks, or hanging pot rails for kitchen utensils can become distinctive design features when selected with an eye toward your overall aesthetic. In eclectic small spaces, Accessories transcend mere decoration to become the personality-defining elements that transform a compact apartment into a deeply personal sanctuary. The key lies in curated abundance rather than minimalism. Thoughtfully arranged collections create more visual impact than scattered individual pieces. Consider creating a gallery wall that combines framed artwork of various sizes with three-dimensional elements like small sculptures, woven wall hangings, or mounted ceramics. This concentrated approach contains visual complexity to one area, while making a powerful statement. When displaying collections of similar items like vintage cameras, art books, or global textiles, arrange them in deliberate groupings rather than distributing them throughout your space, which can create visual fragmentation in limited square footage. The magic of eclectic accessorizing emerges through unexpected juxtapositions that reveal your unique perspective and experiences. Place a contemporary ceramic vessel next to an antique book, or position a handcrafted indigenous basket beneath a modern art print. Strategic mirror placement remains one of the most effective techniques for visually expanding small spaces. Look beyond conventional rectangular shapes to explore sunburst frames, antique gilded styles, or geometric contemporary designs that serve as both functional light reflectors and statement art pieces. Remember that negative space remains essential, even in eclectic design. Allow your most treasured pieces breathing room, rather than crowding surfaces with too many objects competing for attention. Each accessory should earn its place through both aesthetic contribution and meaningful connection to your personal narrative. This intentional curation distinguishes sophisticated eclectic design from random accumulation, particularly crucial when working within spatial constraints. The most authentic eclectic spaces acknowledge a fundamental truth about both design and life. They are constantly evolving rather than reaching some fixed, finished state. This perspective feels particularly liberating when designing small apartments, where spatial limitations might otherwise create pressure for perfect optimization. Instead, view your compact eclectic home as an ongoing conversation between your evolving tastes and your existing environment. Establish lasting foundational elements through larger furniture pieces and architectural choices. Then allow yourself the freedom to regularly refresh smaller elements like textiles, art arrangements, or tabletop accessories. This approach not only keeps your space feeling fresh, but acknowledges that meaningful objects enter our lives at different times, each carrying stories that deserve integration into our personal environments. As we conclude our journey through eclectic small space design, remember that the true measure of successful interior design isn't adherence to trends or rules, but rather how effectively your space supports and celebrates your authentic life. The eclectic approach offers unparalleled freedom to express your multifaceted personality while making practical concessions to spatial limitations. It's about finding that sweet spot where functionality meets self-expression. If you've enjoyed this exploration of small space eclectic design, please take a moment to like this video and share your own eclectic design triumphs in the comments below. Our community grows stronger through shared inspiration. Don't forget to subscribe to Home and Harmony for weekly design inspiration tailored to real spaces and real lives. Until next time, remember that true style isn't about square footage. It's about creating environments that tell your unique story, no matter the size of your canvas.